Welcome to VoteOkla. We're going to take just a few minutes to do a quick overview of VoteOkla. This is the canvassing portion of VoteOkla only that we're going to talk about. Before you would do anything else, you would load your data, and you always load an entire precinct, and then you can walk any area in that precinct, and VoteOkla will show you streets and addresses close to you. Filtering is something you can do with VoteOkla where you can target the people that you want to contact while you're canvassing. So if you only want to knock on the doors of people who vote in local elections, you might target voters that vote in local elections, new voters, voters that vote in primaries because they're generally pretty reliable voters. So you can target your audience as you walk. The canvassing portion is begun by clicking the walk button. That is the main button. The load button you do once, basically. Filtering, you apply that, but from then on it's walking. So if I click on walk, my GPS enabled iPhone or iPad, and it must be a GPS enabled version, must be an iPhone 4, an iPhone 4S, or an iPad, which is not the iPad Wi-Fi model, but the iPad that has the cellular data connection and the GPS. So within a 100-yard area of me, or radius of me, I have 4 streets that show up. I'm walking down Boomer Drive. I'm closest to Boomer Drive. It shows up first. The next closest street is Redbud. The next closest is Scissortail Drive, and the next closest is Sooner Drive. So I'm walking down Boomer Drive, so I select that. So these are the addresses within a 100-yard radius of me as I'm walking down Boomer Drive. If I click on one of these addresses, let's do 2031. 2031 Boomer Drive has 3 registered voters that live at that address. If I click on 2031 Boomer Drive, I'll see a list of people that are the voters in that household that have actually voted. So if you look, there were actually 3 voters. Susan Demo lives there. She's a registered voter, but she's never voted, and she's not going to show up here. So let's look at John Demo. He voted in 2 local elections. The last time he voted in a local election was in 2008, May the 13th. Excuse me. The last general election, he voted in 4 general elections, and the last one was in 2010, November. And the presidential preferential primary, he voted in 2004. He's an independent. He's 52 years old. If I look at him individually by clicking on him instead of clicking up here or tapping with your finger with an iOS device, this is in the simulator, so I tap on him and I'll see the actual elections that he voted in, when he voted, his voter ID. He registered November 7th of 2002, and since that registration date, these are the elections he's voted in. Keep in mind, it's approximately a 100-yard radius around you as you walk. These streets increase, they'll go away as you click on the streets once you view them, so you're not going to be seeing all these streets over and over. That's a quick overview of how the canvassing portion of VoteOkla works. There's going to be lots and lots of improvements in the future. Assuming VoteOkla is successful, we will be asking for donations. Nobody is required to get a donation. You'll have the same app with the same data whether you donate or not. We use the donations to fund purchasing more current data for VoteOkla, and also for making improvements. So donations will help us along and help us improve. We'd like to do things like where you tap and add people with yard signs, and then be able to come to a companion website, see where all of your yard signs are in a precinct or in your district or wherever you're running. But there's going to be lots of improvements. This has been just a quick overview of the canvassing portion of VoteOkla to give you an idea of what it does. Thank you for watching.